chatties, good evening. This is your girl again, Chat with Toyin. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Today, there is something that will be I want to chat about and I'll be discussing with you. And I think in my last two videos, I mentioned something like that because it's something that is needed in every woman endeavor. Where there is love is, that has to be there. And I want to talk again today about, I want to talk today about forgiveness. Have you ever been offended? Have you ever been judged? Have you felt people use you, maybe in the past? Have you ever been abandoned? I mean, abandoned by your family, abandoned by a friend, a confidant. Have you confided in someone before and the secret was left out and you feel so bad about it? Have you ever felt before or even now as if you are the one giving and giving of yourself, of your time, of your resources, of everything to a relationship or anything, and you feel used or you feel you are not loved enough? Maybe you're in a place of work and you are not promoted, or maybe in a family or whatever. Anyway, today it's about forgiveness. And in the book of Colossians chapter 3 verse 13, it is recommended for us to forgive. And I want you to know that even as I speak to you this evening, forgiveness is a choice. It is a choice. First of all, what is forgiveness? Forgiveness is when we extend mercy to people that have offended us. We decide to let go. We decide to forgive the offense and still love the offender. We look at it from an angle, looking at ourselves and saying, you know what? I'm not perfect myself. And there is something about that person that is not right, and I choose to forgive. Forgiveness is a choice. And I want you to know before we go further that forgiveness is for your own benefit. Have you ever had an issue with somebody and you are sitting down there and the person walk in? What happened to your heartbeat? To be honest, I've had that situation before. My heart beats, and that can actually increase your body pressure, and it can actually affect your blood pressure. And that is why we need to be careful. Imagine if I live in a place and 6 people there, they are offending me, they've offended me, and I refuse to forgive them. And they walk in, and each time they walk in, my heart beats. And that one goes, another one comes in, my heart beats. What do you think will be happening to my life? I have no peace. I have no peace. My heart will just be beating for nothing. And then there is this thing that when you are annoyed, you have a slight headache and you just feel rumbled. You are not happy. You are not yourself. You feel cold. Why will I be putting myself in such a situation when everything to decide to forgive and to move forward is on me? And I know most times we find it very, very difficult to forgive. And that happens, I suppose, depending on the love that you have for that person. You've put this person on such a high pedestal and you have felt that, oh no, he can't do it, or she can't do something. She can't stab me at the back. And it does happen. And then you feel down, you feel disappointed. I tell you, if you live in love, people will definitely offend you. And you feel that offense, and you will feel like, oh, I don't want to forgive. What am I even gaining in this relationship, and things like that. But you see, one thing I want you to know is that we can get an acronym for forgive. And that's just what I want to share tonight. And then I will just wrap it up. The F, I want it to stand for free your mind. Your mind needs to be free. I know that you are feeling inner pain. Address those inner pain. Why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? I'm feeling this way because I love this person, and the person have offended me, and I never think this person can do what he or she has done. So free your mind, free your soul, address that inner pain. Until you address the inner pain, you might not be able to get the best in forgiveness. And the other one is that you open your heart. Open your heart. Open your heart. That's what the O means. Know what you know what? Look at things from that person's angle. Maybe their childhood. Maybe they don't even know what they have done. I know some people offended you. It has happened before that somebody offended you and you are still saying, oh, you know, I feel offended. And you are thinking they should even ask for forgiveness and they are still arguing. Please, sometimes you might see it white, they might see it gray or black. Just try to open your heart and see things from the perspective of their own, you know, lifestyle. What is their childhood like? What has their past relationship been like? What are they going through at that particular time? Because one thing I've discovered about life is nobody set out to say, oh, you know what? I'm going to fail in this relationship, or I'm going to offend this person, or I'm going to make this person mad. I know there are some people like that, but I would say maybe 2% of the population will be like that. But things just happen. Another thing I want you to know is that you need to release the burden. R means release that burden from your heart. Release the burden. And I know it takes time. It does take time. But you know what? You can continue saying, if you want to release that burden, just say, Jesus, forgive me, and I choose to forgive this person. I choose forgiveness. I choose to forgive you. I choose to let you go. Because if you don't release the burden, it's like you are chaining that person. There is a chain on the person's leg tied to your leg. You can't go, the person cannot go, at least in your heart. And it weighs you down, and it's such a weight on your heart and on your mind. And the next one is, the G means give the gift of forgiveness. If you don't forgive yourself, there is no way you can forgive the other person. And what I mean is, number one, you might think about yourself, oh, I am stupid. If not that I do A, B, C, D for this person wouldn't have done this to me. You know, you are now blaming yourself for the relationship. You are blaming yourself for what the person has done to you. You know what? Give the gift of forgiveness to that person. It's a gift. Wrap it in your heart, and you know what? Seal it and send it in your heart. Forgive yourself, because what you don't have, you cannot give to somebody else. Write a note to yourself and say, you know what? So person, I have forgiven you. Because some people might not ask for forgiveness, like I said, but just make up your mind to forgive them. Give that gift. You have that gift in abundance. If we don't have it, Jesus wouldn't say we should forgive 70 times 7. Okay? And the next one is, invite the grace of God into your life. I tell you, you need the grace of God to develop a forgiving spirit. Because as you are getting out of one person offend you, you are getting out of that. Before you know it, another person is getting ready, warming up to forgive you. To offend you, rather. Sorry, to offend you. So how many people do you want to be putting in your heart? How many people do you want to be having scores with? So develop a forgiving spirit. You need to pray on a daily basis and say, Lord, you know what? You are forgiving me my sin, and I choose to forgive people. So even before they commit the offense, make up your mind to forgive them. And I know that can be very, very difficult. And that is why you need to invite the grace of God. You need the grace of God. We cannot do it by our own flesh. Because some people, they offend you today, you forgive them, they offend you again, and it's like, quote and unquote, they take you for granted. And that is it. You need to invite God's grace. The next thing is, you need to value that person. That person is a creation of God. There is something that brought you together. If not that the person is good and nice and there is something good about that person, you won't even come in contact with that person. I'm talking about, somebody is your friend, a family member, and they offend you. Value the good in that person. Everybody has something valuable in their life. It might be their smile, it might be the way they write things, it might be their dancing. There is something valuable about everyone. So validate the good in that person. And then the he is embrace peace. Embrace the peace of God. Once you settle it, don't allow the enemy to come again and be torturing you and be tormenting you. This person do this, do that. Tell the devil, you did much more than that. And you have been condemned forever. Embrace peace. Find peace by letting go. You know what? Life is an adventure in forgiveness. Either that person or another person, somebody will definitely offend you. Like I said, as you get out of that one, another person is waiting even to offend you. Forget what the person have done and just move on. And you might say, oh, Toyin, it's difficult moving on. But you know what? You can't stay in the same place. Imagine that you are standing in that place of unforgiveness and there is fire coming. Will you still stay there? So unforgiveness is that fire that is coming. You won't allow the unforgiveness to burn you. You will run for your life. And that's why you need to forget and you need to move on. You understand? Learn to accept an apology that nobody is ever going to give to you. And one thing, forgive the offense, forgive the offender, forgive what you will have been if that person didn't offend you. I mean, for example, someone is owing you money and they refuse to pay. You put money in your bag and somebody stole the money. What do you want to use the money for? You want to use it for something very important. That's why you kept the money. Forgive the embarrassment and the stress of looking for the money. Forgive the fact that you wanted to use that money for a particular thing at a particular time and you couldn't use it for that thing. Those are the ways to forgive all those offenses. If not, there is a way you just feel, oh, what's going on? Even forgive the fact that the person argue with you. Maybe the person is arguing. Forgive the fact that the person doesn't even see what they've done as being wrong from your own perspective. Forgive the fact that the person is still arguing and still doing as if they are right. Forgive everything and let it go. Because one thing is sure, no matter what, you have offended somebody sometime, somewhere. And you know what? They forgive you. So if you don't give forgiveness, you can't receive forgiveness. And you know what? Nobody is perfect. We are all work in progress. And I just pray that God will help us and teach us his ways. So please, if you need to tag anybody that has offended you or you are forgiven, please do it. Or if there is any other way you think about forgiveness, leave it in my comment section. And don't forget to subscribe and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell someone. And until I come your way again, I remain yours, Chat with Toyin, your girl. And remember, Jesus is love.